Okay, Cobra Commander, what are you doing here at WonderCon?
Well, every once in a while I like to make a diplomatic mission out to America, you know, pump up the positive public relations, because apparently back in the 80s this whole negative image about terrorism, now the word terrorism itself is voodoo. I mean, I'm surprised security hasn't taken away from saying it.
This is not a scheduled interview.
It's okay. Camera off. It's cool, it's cool, it's cool.
Plastic bag?
Love it! Plastic bag is weird.
This is perfect. I think you should battle it out.
That would be epic.
Get her! Webcam. Oh, that's awesome. Let me ask you the same question. I'm going to ask you, do you also cosplay at anime conventions too? Or do you just stay mostly in comic books?
I stay mostly in comic books. I could go into anime, but, you know, I don't dig anime. I don't get it.
Okay. So
I do it for the cosplay.
So do you have no problem calling it cosplay? Because, you know, some people call it costuming in the superhero community. Others say cosplay for anime. To you, it's just the same thing.
Cosplay.
Pretty much.
Yep.
My first wig was sadly a Walgreens $5 Elvis wig that I manipulated heavily.
Mostly I'm into comics now, yeah.
Okay, so I've been talking to people about the term cosplayer and costumer.
Yes.
Do you have a preference?
It's a tough one. I have a couple of friends who were in theater, and you know, to them, costumer is costume designer and somebody who works in theater. And so I don't love using that term because I have so much respect for people who do that professionally. But on the other hand, I understand that the word cosplay is very associated with anime, and so superhero costumers like to, you know, be their own crew. So it's kind of a tough one. I usually say cosplay because it's shorter than superhero costumer.
I think people have it, I think it's a shortcut. You say cosplayer, people kind of understand, like, oh, costume, fun, you know, run around, da-da-da, you know.
Exactly. So that's what I say.
Mostly comics, I guess.
Mostly comics?
But if I see a costume that I like, or more importantly, a character that I like,
exactly.
That's the most important thing. They could have a cool costume, but if I don't think the character's cool, I don't want to be that person.
Yeah.
Why am I going to dress up as someone that's not cool? So it definitely gives you a level of freedom to just express yourself and the kind of person you have inside you that regular society doesn't really let you express, doesn't give you that opportunity to express it. So that's why I like it.
What's the not so good part of cosplay?
I'm currently wearing a dancer's belt, which is pretty much a thong. I don't like that.
Okay, so this is my Facebook page. Just add me, and then you can find Katie through me too.
Choose a character that you love so much, you will be happy at the end of the day when your head hurts and your feet hurt and your toes are pinched.
It's rubber latex.
Is rubber latex?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. How did you put it together?
Actually, it was manufactured and put on brands for sale.com, but they discontinued it, and this guy just so happened to put 3 up for sale.
Well, this is the Mass Effect 3 suit, so I redid some of the pieces out of foam fabricated. It's foam fabricated with latex covering it, so it still looks solid.
Okay.
And I redid the arms to match Mass Effect 3. I added the belt, torso piece, changed the fiberglass parts. Pretty new shoulder. It's pretty much a whole new suit just for Mass Effect 3. So.
Now, have you tested this out at a convention before today?
Yes, I have. In fact, I can't even remember where I wore it. I've been doing the film festival circuit for the Comic-Con movie.
Oh, okay.
So I've been traveling with this thing all over the world. So.
Wow. So how's that whole experience for you?
Oh, it's been awesome. It's really, really cool. Yeah, it's been really fun and tiring because I'm wearing the costume a lot more.
So when you cosplay, you take it to events.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you just interact with people that are into the same stuff that you're into. You find friends that get together, you know, and do events. You know, that's what I'm doing with my friends. You know.
Wasn't he Bishop yesterday?
He's Bishop every day.
He's Bishop every day?
He's Bishop every day.
Costumer versus cosplay. A costumer is someone who their focus is the construction and the appraisal thereof, and people appreciating the construction part of it. In a lot of ways, I do consider myself a costumer. I do a lot of technical work. I do all of my own leather work and stuff like that. So in that end, yes, and there's a lot of respect to be had there. And there's really the only difference for me is then how you wear it and why. If you're wearing it to wear the costume, but you're not going to play the role, then it eliminates the play part of cosplay. And then if you're wearing it to play the part and have the swagger and run around and have a laugh, and not to say that you're not having fun as a costumer, but it's just you're having fun as that character or embracing the fact that you are wearing that costume as that character for cosplay.
Yeah, I've had a few people come and they're like, first contact, that's amazing. But some people are looking at me and they're like, data something, but why this? And don't know why. And so I have to explain it, which takes some of the fun out of it.
I came in, that was 2004, and I think I did it the year before as well, to Anime Expo wearing Lord of the Rings costumes.
Did that go well, or?
That did not go over well. There was a group of us, and people were taking photos, and it was fun and everything, but the longer I was in that costume, the more weird stuff I'd hear about, why is that person wearing, Lord of the Rings costume? Don't they know this is an anime convention?
Well, look what happened now. Everything's becoming a big mishmash now.
Yeah, I love it, because a lot of my really good friends are really good anime cosplayers, and I get the love there, and I'm about to start my very first comic book cosplay this next summer. And I do some animated stuff, obviously, but for the most part I do live action and I do recreation. And it's all different skill sets. I've worked masquerades, I've worked cosplay panels and stuff like that, and so I'm used to it by now. And I'm seeing the evolution, which is really nice.
I never intended to be a cosplayer, but I had a friend who was going as Catwoman to Comic-Con, and she said, come with me, you've got an Ivy costume, we're going to do Gotham City Sirens, let's go. And it just spiraled out of control from there.
I hear that story a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I've always been big on costumes. Halloween's been my favorite holiday, but it's really started to amp up as a passion where I have different costumes each day, and I'm trying to learn to make things myself and come up with unique cosplays I haven't seen before.
We're going to follow Casey.
Yeah.
Sorry, it takes me a while. And you're going to go on a photo shoot, so we're going to go bug Chris from up north.
Bug him.
Chris is actually down here.
Yeah, that's not good.
Following this guy around.
Talking to himself again.
I'm always talking to myself. We're following Chris. He's a photographer from NorCal, and he's down here in SoCal, so we're going to follow him as he do a photo shoot. Because you guys know I'm tired of following cosplayers around now. I'm following photographers around now.
and direction, and also when they know what they're doing, they're not like, I think you should stand there, and then it's like they're not quite.
Does Chris make you do that?
Yes, he does. He's really good. I've been working with him since 2010, so it's like we kind of know how to read each other and make a really good team.
So Chris, what do you think makes a good cosplay photographer?
Cosplay photographer? Well, know the character, know the pose, know when to use the lighting and the situation around you to your advantage, even when it seems like a completely bad place to shoot, or a good place to shoot. You gotta know how to use that place to your advantage.
What do you think is a good way for somebody to get into photography who wants to do cosplay photography?
Dive right in. I mean, just get a camera. I mean, it could be like a little point and shoot, it could be but whatever you use, make sure you know how to use it. Don't just like keep it on the A setting. That does not automatically mean that you're going to get a good shot. And P does not mean pro either. So. Wait,
I thought A means like A+, like the best, right?
That's only in school. Just make sure that the lighting is good. I mean, then it doesn't matter what lens you have. It could be a lens that could be a camera that costs like $200, or a camera could cost $2,000. If the lighting's not good, you're not gonna get a good shot. Period. Either way, I don't care how much you spend on the camera.
I just spent $9 for a personal pan pizza. That's why you should always bring your own food to conventions, because it's really expensive at conventions. So this is actually the piece spawning here?
Yeah, which is really ironic because it's the American flag on a sword.
I know, this is like the weirdest thing, because I usually see those zip tie things.
No.
So if you're around the country, you can find my book actually at Comic Cellar. They're in the vendor hall. They're going to Emerald City, SecuraCon, C2E2, Anime Central, Big WowCon, Fanime, A-Con, and this is only up to July, because I know there'll be a San Diego Comic-Con, Otakon, a bunch more conventions. But look for this guy. See that guy? Chase him down. He'll have my book, because if you look over here, it's right there. So yeah, hunt this guy down wherever you are in the country. What's the difference?
There is nothing different.
There's nothing different?
To me, I personally don't think there's any difference. It's just that people associate cosplay as with the anime crowd, and they don't want to be as associated with those youngins or whatever you call it.
Youngins. Cosplay-wise, how long have you guys been dressing up in cosplay?
12 years. Yeah, around 12 years.
12 years?
Yeah.
Wow. So what was your first convention?
AX. Yeah, AX.
AX. 99. Okay, that's been a while, so that's a good long amount of time. It's changed. What has changed from like then to now?
Well, Anime Expo, it's more competitive, all cosplay-wise. People try to outdo other people by doing epic photo shoots,
right?
And making bigger and badass costumes. And I don't really go to AX anymore. I started going to Comic-Con instead because it's a little bit more laid back and I can do other things other than anime, like Disney and sci-fi.
Sci-fi. So you would agree the same thing, like you?
Exactly the same thing, pretty much. Yeah, AX is really competitive. It's like all about making huge, noticeable costumes and trying to attract as much people as you possibly can. But like you said, Comic-Con is more laid back. You can do whatever. You can do like, fantasy, sci-fi, Disney, comic book characters, stuff like that.
So do you guys go to more anime conventions or comic book conventions?
I'm more of a comic book convention. I actually went to my first anime. I was out at Katsucon, so I went out to that this year. I know I saw you there, but we didn't run into each other.
Oh, okay.
With Yaya and Jessica and that whole group, Jessica Nigri and Yaya Han. And,
okay.
Yeah.
You know how it gets. Oh, I think this guy wants a picture. Hold on, this guy wants a picture. Oh. Now, since you come from a more comic book background, do you use the term costumer or cosplayer?
I'm a cosplayer, regardless of the fact, I normally am video game or comic book myself, but I still use the term cosplay because it's a costume play, and for me it especially works because I'm literally playing a part when I get into my costume, so that's why I like the term cosplay for myself.
You're nodding, so you kind of agree?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of go along the same lines. I mean, I'm a cosplayer. I do have a background in costuming, which makes it a lot easier to make all my own stuff. But yeah, I mean, this is more cosplay, same line.
So I see this, and so how does it work? Does it work pretty well?
It works pretty well for someone who has no like technical knowledge of pro.
That's me.
Cams. Never used one before.
So this is like a bunch of washers.
Yeah, to keep the weight stabilized.
How does it work so far? How do you like it?
It works pretty good. It works pretty good. I think I'm a little chafed by this bag. I feel like I would be able to move more, and I'm just not very strong. But I'm just like holding it like this all day.
Well, you know, you're holding this thing up all.
This is compact. No, it's not. You wanna hold? Go ahead.
Okay, hold on. Okay, I'm gonna hold on to this.
This is actually a jump rope handle.
What? This is a jump rope handle?
And it looks like it's perfect for like a actual part for cameras, right?
Right.
No, it's a jump rope handle, and the guy who tells you the DIY, he even suggests buying a jump rope handle because there's a ball bearing.
Inside.
That's perfect for using it as a rotation, like a gimbal, and turning it, twisting it.
Very MacGyver-ish.
I know, right?
1995 at Home Depot?
40, but still pretty good compared to $100 ones.
Now, some people say they're costumers versus cosplayers. Do you have a definition?
No, I don't have a definition.
To you, it's just
a costumer, you're a cosplayer, you're a cosplayer, you're also a costumer. You can go either way. It's not. I mean, it's both are considered an art form, and everyone takes a different level of seriousness. It's all up to the person who's doing it.
So I have all these friends who like, I really want to go to the convention, but I have nothing to wear, but you can just wear clothes. And they're like, really? I'm like, most people are not weirdos. Like, this is something I do, like, and not everybody does that there. Like, the higher percentage of people are not dressed up in weird clothes.
Yep, exactly.
So, yeah. And they're just like, really? I would just feel so left out. Well, no, you'll feel cool.
You'll fit in just fine. And you'll actually be able to walk around
and just shower, please. Just
shower. Don't come in.
What are you trying to say?
Or Cheetos.
That stuff. Do you feel more comfortable? What kind of conventions do you feel more comfortable at?
Comic book, I guess.
Comic book ones?
Like, you know, WonderCon, and I mean, but I also really, there's a Doctor Who convention I go to called Gallifrey One, and that's the most comfortable convention ever. It's still kind of small, low-key. It's not like itty-bitty, but it's really social. Like this convention, like I see people I know, like that's it. Like that convention, you go there to socialize and drink. So
hotel party.
Yeah. No, lobby party.
LobbyCon.
Lobby party.
Best thing about WonderCon?
Best thing about WonderCon so far is killing Batman. Oh, that's right.
Well, my question is, do you cosplay anime characters as well, or is it mostly comic book, TV, or?
Well, I first was into anime, so I've done a lot of anime characters. Nowadays, not so much. I'm more of a video game comic fanatic, but I definitely have a few anime characters planned in the future.
Do you crisscross, like go to anime conventions and comic book conventions?
Yes, I definitely do. I go to mostly comic conventions now, but I definitely go to the local anime conventions, and I go to Anime Expo. So.
Everybody's got to go to Anime Expo.
Yeah.
You know. The other question I have is, do you consider yourself more of a cosplayer or costumer? Because I hear people say different things, and I'm just kind of, you know.
I think I would call myself a cosplayer because I'm really into the fandom itself. So dressing up is like me having this big passion for a character, and so I would call that a cosplayer.
WonderCon was my first con, so this will be my 4th year. My first costume was actually Bumblebee from Teen Titans.
Okay.
So since then, it was mostly comic books. I think I only have one anime character, and that's Garter Belt, and that's like it. That's all I have. So
that's all you have?
Costumes are comic book or Disney. So.
And you?
I've kind of been costuming all my life. My family, we would dress up as Harry Potter characters, and we'd make Renaissance costumes and stuff. So it's kind of like a normal thing for me. And then it started off with just strictly anime, and then I realized that, you know, the comic book genre is there, and I love the comic book genre, and I don't know why I never thought, oh, hey, I can make a costume for that. It was always like, oh, I can only cosplay anime characters because I'm going to anime conventions. So it was like a little weird to think all of a sudden, oh my god, there's all these possibilities for me. And it makes me a lot more happier, honestly, to be in comic book costumes than anime.
She said, like, oh, I can dress up as a comic book character and it's okay. Yeah, especially at anime conventions. I had never seen comic book cosplays at anime conventions before, like a couple years ago. Then, like, the whole community started embracing it, so I'm like, okay, I can do it at anime conventions now. So, and I do feel a lot more comfortable in
the more comic books, right?
And everything. And I just like the comic book genre a little bit better because anime is kind of like the same thing over and over again, just with like different
characters, changes,
hairstyles,
different costumes.
Do you feel more comfortable in a comic book convention or anime convention? You mentioned comic book.
Comics. Definitely
it's a whole different crowd. You get, it's actually a lot more polite. It's more humble.
Like the other day, the first day here, I did Golden Age Catwoman, and it was nice because a lot of people knew who I was. They're like, oh, you're doing classic Catwoman, whereas like I'm pretty sure if I was somewhere else, I'd be like, you're just a cat in a purple dress with a cape. So it's good to be identified because then it gives it kind of like, you feel a little validated a little bit because it's like, I appreciate the classic version, hence of costumes, and just like lately all you see are the more updated versions, and a lot of people only know like Arkham Asylum Catwoman. They don't know her purple awesome dress with the whip and
or even the
cowl.
Catwoman. Like Michelle Pfeiffer's version or something. Or like my philosophy has always been, if someone tries to make a costume or does their best, then how can you criticize someone for doing their best? And I'm just like, you know, give them a break, you know.
Epic. Sorry, I'm getting distracted.
Seriously, the rad mustache. All the radness. But also, I know people that are really critical of other people's costumes.
Yes.
And like, I can do better than that. I can do better than that person. And I'm like, it puts me off. I mean, I like the confidence that they have, but it's just like if you're demeaning someone.
Well, it also takes away the point of like what we're doing, and it's like to have fun. It's not to be like, it's not to be like, oh, I'm the better rogue or whatever. I go around and I say hi to all the rogues, and we're just all friends because we all love the same character. It doesn't matter that like, oh, her shoes are better than mine, or someone made gloves that look better or something. It's that we all have a love for the same thing, and we're all doing it to have fun. And I think that gets taken away a lot when people start to like, oh, well, this one did that way.
Insecurities really come out with cosplay too.
They do.
Like I remember this was my first con to actually show a little bit more skin than I usually do.
Fabulous.
Oh, thank you. And like throughout the whole time I was like, okay, hold it in. Oh my god, hold it in. There are like skinny people over there that are perfect. And throughout the whole con I just thought, you know what the heck, it doesn't matter anymore. These people I'm not gonna see them a day after.
Exactly.
And do not take it to heart.
Exactly.
You might even be friends with them. Like, honestly, you never know what's gonna happen at a convention. You make so many new friends. I met all these women at conventions or through cosplayers. And it's just,
I remember
really nice.
She was a cosplayer I idolized. I'm gonna let it out. I thought she was an amazing cosplayer, and I thought like she would be off-put by my dorkiness when I first met her.
Yeah, when I met her, she was dressed as Miku, and she was like the cutest looking Miku, and I was like, holy fuck, I'm so ugly. I was like, oh, she's so pretty or whatever.
And like now we're traveling through California, going to cons together, and it's like these guys are great.
Yeah, we just like.